Today's the day where we bully the fucking bully. There is a lot to cover here. We're going to be covering JBL's history of bullying. We're going to be talking about this story now going to the mainstream level now, people. It's gone that big. So today we're going to be talking about the walking titty man, fucking JBL. Now a lot of people might be thinking, well, why are you calling him walking titty man? I'll tell you why we're calling him walking titty man, because the man literally has fucking tits. Okay? You see, JBL, you might like to bully people, but I will be verbally bit-slapping you up and down this fucking website because I do not like you. I never liked you. You are a joke. Never has a man done so little, gone so far. You are a man that literally held the belt for the other champions, the real wrestlers, to eventually get the belt, and I do not like you in the slightest. You are a vindictive bully, and I have met people in the past just like you, and just like you, you never stand the test of gistery. You are a juvenile delinquent, and the fact the WWE still have your fucking titty fucking gimpy gluten fucking face still in WWE goes to show me how much of a fucking ruin that company is. The fact that they have kept you in this company is ridiculous. For anyone that doesn't know, I support #FireJBL for two reasons. One, because he's a bully, and second of all, he's fucking garbage. Hi guys, real quick, another reason why I have an issue with JBL is why this all started. And the reason why it all started is pretty pathetic, and it's actually a core reason why this kind of story is ridiculous to me. The reason why JBL bullied Mauro Ranallo is because Mauro actually retweeted that he was the #1 announcer, and he was voted the best announcer today. Now that is subject to opinion. If you don't like him, I understand. If you don't like him, that's fine, okay? But the fact that JBL bullied this man because he won an award is ridiculous to me. And I kind of predicted JBL seeing this and went, I hope you apologize to every single wrestler because you won an award. That, in my opinion, is completely ridiculous. That shouldn't happen. And the fact that that even happened, it just goes to show you why JBL is a bitter old man. And it's not because JBL cares about the business. The reason why JBL bullied Mauro Ranallo was because he was jealous. He was jealous because JBL wasn't apparently even in the list. JBL's announcing, which I think we can all agree right now, was terrible. I do agree that JBL's announcing back in the day was pretty good back in the day, but now he's just terrible. And that's why he didn't win an award. And for him to bully Mauro Ranallo because of this is ridiculous to me, in my opinion. And that is a core reason why I have a massive issue with this, because all the guy did was win an award. Why bully a guy because he won an award? If let's just say Wrestling Jesus, right? Let's just say Wrestling Jesus wins an award, which, by the way, Wrestling Jesus and a lot of other guys are in the top 10 tier when it comes to YWC. 9 times out of 10, I'm not even in that top list, okay? But does that mean I'm gonna go, well, fuck Wrestling Jesus, fuck Brad Rules, fuck him, fuck... No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that because I'm not petty. I'm not a petty person. You know, listen... It's just ridiculous to me why this man bullied this man because Marco won an award. That's ridiculous. Why would you do that? Why? That's really all I wanted to add to that, so you can continue with the entertaining rant, folks. Hope you all enjoyed so far. Hopefully I don't get too much hate. Okay, even if you don't agree for reasons about the bullying thing, I will get to that. The fact is, JBL is awful. This is a man that said, and I made a video and I looked him right in his beady eyes, just like I did CM Punk. You check out that UFC documentary. I looked into CM Punk's eyes and I said, sorry mate, you're not gonna win. And I was right. With JBL especially, this man, this fucking Texan, this gimp, the man is fucking terrible as an announcer. Ball game, ball game, ball game. How about you shove a ball up your fucking hole, you fucking double chin fucking cunt? Now there's a reason why I'm taking this personally. And I don't usually take things very personally. I'm usually a very professional person. Bullshit. But I'm not. But, and I pride myself on that. But I usually don't take things very personally. But for this story especially, I do. And I will be getting to that in this video. So, let's see what's going on with the news today. Let's get into what is happening. Number 1, JBL's bullying is in the mainstream. I'm sure you've all heard of it, but the story is that JBL bullied Mauro Ranallo. In fact, Marco actually retweeted my tweet to him. Fair play to Marco. I actually want to say this. Whether you like him as an announcer or not, there's no question. He doesn't even need to do WWE. A lot of people, like a lot of wrestling fans, don't realize this, but he's actually a very good boxing commentator. An excellent boxing commentator. I have to say that. Me and Don Banks were talking the other day about this. He is very good at commentating on boxing, okay? And also, MMA. Primarily I watch him when he's covering boxing, because I'm actually a boxing fan, believe it or not. That might surprise a lot of people. But he's very good at boxing. He doesn't need to do WWE. Okay, he doesn't really need to do it, really. Okay, he's got way more better options. He's got Showtime. He's got MMA to do. He's got a whole lot of list of things to do. You know, the fact that this man even went to WWE just goes to show you, you know, how fucking much he cares about this business, okay? And for JBL to bully this man and say, oh, well, you know, I'm just protecting the business. I'm JBL. I'm a badass on fucking Fox News, man. Look at my fucking hat. This fucking bastard says that he's, and I know a lot of people are saying that he's protecting the business, that he's protecting, this, I'm sorry, I have to say this does not protect anyone. If you go to any workplace, whether it will be in an office, whether it will be whatever it is, and this shit happens all the time, trust me, it happens all the time. But it lowers work rate. It does. You look at the research. If you have any fucking bully in a fucking workplace, it's going to lower fucking work rate. That's statistics, people. That is facts. Okay? And a lot of people say, well, it's professional wrestling. You can't do, you know, you gotta do whatever you can, man. You gotta do, yes, but and for these people, for these wrestlers to say that I'm not professional, and it's very true, I'm a guy that rants and raves and goes fucking crazy, but the fact that some of these wrestlers have the gall to say that they're professional when you have this fucking titty fucking wearing hat fucking cunt still in WWE is a shambles. It's a shambles. Can we at least fire this fucking dickhead? At least. People were saying Paige should have been fucking fired. Okay? Now, I will say this. Some of the things with Alberto Del Rio recently, I'm not gonna lie. She better expect a phone call. But whenever the video leaked, she never leaked those videos out personally. But JBL has done these things. There is countless wrestlers in the past that have stated that this man has done this. Justin Roberts said, and I quote, JBL would go and say, why are you still here? Kill yourself. This man told another co-worker to kill himself, and people honestly think that he shouldn't be fired. Or what the hell? This man should be fired. I'm sorry. He should be. This is just fucking terrible, man. Right, let's get into fan reaction over the JBL stuff. Number 2, hashtag FireJBL. Since the news broke out about this, shit hit the fucking fan. Now, you would think JBL would be an honest, decent person and maybe apologize and say, you know what, maybe it wasn't great, maybe he can fuck off and do his stock exchange bullshit and maybe piss off, okay? Or maybe he could just apologize, or maybe he can do this and maybe he could do that. But what did JBL do? He made it fucking worse. And when he made it fucking worse, he made it even more worse. In case that you don't know, this is what happened. JBL blocked a shit ton of people. There's even been reports that anyone that's a friend with Marco, that Marco has retweeted, that anyone that has even been in contact with him have been blocked. In fact, these guys got blocked. And you're gonna be shocked at this. Look who JBL blocked. JBL even blocked the Young Bucks for sending him support. Yes, JBL won't go so far as to block the fans, he's also blocking wrestlers. In fact, those that are in the podcast that have commented on this have all been blocked. But you see, I'm always one step ahead, so I'm gonna show you something that I did. You see, JB, I'm always one step ahead of you, son. I'm always one step ahead. Anyway, so apparently, talking about the hashtag FireJBL, shit did hit the fan indeed. A lot of people were using the hashtag JBL. In fact, at one point it was even trending through the wrestling world. I think it was even trending on the mainstream kind of trends as well. It got so bad. Pretty much it got so bad that JBL blocked multiple people that were even remotely using the hashtag. I even heard some news reports were even being blocked by JBL because he just wants to shut it off. It didn't happen, man. It didn't happen. It fucking did, JBL. You can't run away from this. You can't run away. But shit got so bad that people were even putting signs up of "I got bullied by JBL" on SmackDown. Check it out. A fan even got escorted out of the building. This shit is crazy. Now, this is the problem with WWE. You see, most fans now are in agreement that JBL should be fired, which I still believe he should be. Some people haven't. They have reasons that JBL was protecting the business and blah blah blah, and some of them are somewhat valid reasons. But in my personal belief, JBL should be fired for one of two reasons. One, because of you can't do this now. It's just ridiculous. You can't just tell people to kill themselves. You can't just steal people's passports, which, by the way, he did to Justin Roberts. You can't do this stuff now, okay? And I know a lot of people are saying, oh, this is SJW bullshit and blah, blah, blah. And listen, okay? There's nothing more I hate than political correctness. I fucking can't stand it, okay? That's why YouTube isn't monetizing my shit anymore, okay? But I still don't give a fuck. I'm the type of person that hates political correctness. I can't stand it, people, okay? I'm all for that. But there has to be a certain point where there has to be a fucking line. JBL's telling Justin Roberts to go kill himself, and he's abusing a guy that has fucking bipolar disorder and depression, okay? There has to be something done about it. I'm sorry, but it's just my opinion on it, okay? It's just going crazy. The whole thing's going fucking crazy right now. Let's get into probably the lengthy part of the video. The history of JBL's bullying. Let's get into it. Number 3. JBL's history of bullying. So I'm going to be playing you some clips, it's a lot, and this will give you evidence as to why JBL is a massive fucking turd. Roll the fucking clip, people. Roll the goddamn clip.
I remember Bradshaw just said, well, his art, he says, when you guys leave from Greensboro tonight and you're driving back home to your house in North Carolina, he said, I want you to get 6 bottles of beer or whatever. He said, drink all the beers on the way home and throw all the bottles at street signs. I'll see you tomorrow in Charlotte or whatever. He said, that's your assignment for tonight. And we just took it kind of jokingly. We saw him in Charlotte the next night and he said, well, his arties, did you fulfill the assignment? We were like, oh, actually we didn't. We didn't get any beer on the way home. Just thinking he was done. He said, you didn't? He said, that's what I asked you to do. He said, well, you two can go to hell. And he's kind of half-ass joking, but, at the time we didn't even think about it. Like Jeff said, we just should have lied. We just should have lied. And I remember like the following weekend, we were in San Antonio, and we went to the dressing rooms there. It was the old building out there. There was, I can't remember what the name of that building is.
Freeman?
Yes, the
Freeman
Coliseum. Freeman Coliseum. It's an old building. Real hot during the summer, real cold during the winter.
Right.
And there's like 2 places where there's locker rooms. We were in one locker room where half the crew was, and we went and had our match, and Bradshaw came in and made everybody move their bags out. And then he took our bags and hid them, and we came in there and we're going, he says, well, if you guys went and dressed in your own personal locker room like a couple prima donnas, somebody'd probably watch your bags and nobody'd be able to mess with them. He said, that's terrible that they're missing. He said, if you'd come dressed beside me every week, he said, I'd make sure nothing ever happened to your bags. And you're like, dude, we're like, our credit cards, all money, everything's in there. We had no idea where it was. And actually, Road Dogg smartened us up. He said, they're just out back. He said, they're out, by the dumpster out back. He said, don't tell anybody I told you that. And I remember we went and got our bags, and everything was fine. It was all sitting right there. And then we came in and came back in. We said, well, I'll make sure to dress beside you every time from now on out, Mr. Bradshaw, and I hope no one else messes with our bags anymore. So it was about the extent of that. But then, now, Don Callis, Jackal, had a ton of heat. He probably had more heat than anybody has ever had at the WWE.
What did it stem from?
I think just kind of being arrogant and not conforming to the policy there, not playing along with guys. And even when he was like with the Acolytes, I think he was put with them as a rib just to make his life hell. So they hated him. They despised him.
Right.
So the deal was, Bradshaw, we were in Hartford, Connecticut. And I remember like he was starting to warm up to us a little bit, but he never fully caved in and just became himself around us. I remember we were sitting in catering, and he came up and said, well, his Artie, there's one guy here, Monkey Boy, that's all I ever called him. He said, Monkey Boy, he said, who I really can't stand, and who the Undertaker really can't stand, and who so-and-so can't stand, and so-and-so, and he named like 50 people. And all these guys can't stand him. He said, but let's just suppose you and your brother happen to come across some toothpicks, and he slid like toothpicks, like a box, like on our legs, like underneath the table. Let's just suppose you happen to come across some toothpicks. And we just found out that son of a bitch was dressing in his car, and let's just suppose those toothpicks just happened to be broken off in the keyholes of his door. And let's just suppose he couldn't get into his car anymore, and he wouldn't be able to get to any of his stuff, and he wouldn't be able to change for the show tonight, or he wouldn't be able to drive back to his hotel. I mean, that'd be terrible, wouldn't it? So let's just suppose this might happen. And I imagine the Undertaker would be very happy with you and your brother. And I imagine I would be very happy with you and your brother. And I'd actually like to buy you boys a beer after that. Let's just suppose that would happen. And I remember Jeff was like, and I just looked at Jeff and said, cool, man, I got it. I said, let's just suppose it did happen.
JBL has a history of gang mentality in the WWE. He'll get a lot of people to abuse certain wrestlers, to haze them and stuff. But in the end of the day, JBL is a simple-minded fucking bully. Let's get into more stuff that happened with other wrestlers.
The only thing I remember about Bradshaw is we were in Europe, and I was dating a diva at the time. It was the only diva I ever dated. And we were up in the room sleeping, and my phone rang, and it was one of the Bashams. And it was almost like a, don't come downstairs. What? JBL's drinking, and he's looking for you. Don't come downstairs. All right. Thanks. Ring. JBL wants you downstairs. You just told me not to go downstairs. Yeah, I know. I'm laying there, and the girl's laying there next to me, and she's like, what are you going to do? I was like, you know what, man? I've gotten my ass kicked plenty in my life. Fuck it, let me go downstairs. Let me fucking go down. I mean, what's the guy's going to beat me up? He's going to beat me the fuck up. I don't care. So you stay here, please. I went downstairs. and JBL's sitting there holding court, drinking, and all of his minions are around him, and I kind of just calm and I sit down. I said, you know, I heard you wanted to talk to me. You know, not tough guy, but, you know, whatever. And before he started saying anything, the girl that I was dating comes walking down. So you're going to get me fucking killed here. And she said in front of everybody, if you're going to go through this, I'm going to go through this with you. I thought that was awesome. I really did. I mean, you feel like half a man to be, you know, berated in front of your girl, but she said, I'm going to sit here with you, which was cool. And Bradshaw's drinking, and he's going on and on and on, and the big thing was, are you a piece of shit? No, I'm not. Oh, so I'm a liar then? No, you're not. Oh, then you're a piece of shit. No, I'm not. Oh, so I'm a liar then. And it went on and on and on, and I just kept giving the same answer, and then finally he says something like, oh, you think you're big or whatever because you're dating some piece-of-ass diva? Or something like that, and I was like, John, with all due respect, and I respect you, this has nothing to do with her. Well, yeah, I'll go outside, I'll kick your ass right now. And he says that, and I thought to me, okay, here's what I came down for. This is the lumps. Beat me up, I'll go back up to my room, and everything will be fine. So I didn't realize he didn't get up, but I did. So it looked like I was the one that was in the fight. And in my head, it's, you're 6'9" and the toughest Texan in town. Of course you should kick my ass. But if I get one fucking lucky punch, or you slip and fall, I am the king of the world. And he didn't get up. I don't know if it was because he was too drunk. I don't know if it was because he didn't want to hurt me, because it's not a fight. It's, you know what I mean? He'd kill me. But he didn't get up. And right there, it was like that moment where everyone was looking around like, it looked like I was standing to fight and he wasn't.
Right.
And I was going to let that, hey, think whatever the fuck you want. Cool, yeah. And he just sat back in his chair and didn't say, hey, fuck, you're not fucking worth it. Okay, cool. It's okay if I go upstairs now? And I mean, I'm shitting a brick. And I go upstairs or whatever, and I remember the next day at TV, I went to Undertaker because he's the dean.
Right, he's the locker room leader.
And I never had any direct heat with him, but what people told him that he respected, he was going to start to pass an opinion. I said, listen, I've never really spoken directly to you and said my piece to you. I just want to let you know that if I said or did anything wrong, I'll work my way out of it. And Taker said, well, I got to tell you, I really respect the fact that you came downstairs last night and you know, sat in the fire of JBL. So in retrospect, it was the right thing to do to go downstairs. And I think that's the first inkling that the dean or the locker room leader had about who I really was versus who everyone was telling him I was. Because gossip and hearsay are everywhere, but until you get to know someone, walk a mile in a man's shoes. And that's where I think shit started to change. But I don't think John ever liked me.
Even RVD has bad vibes of JBL.
JBL.
JBL could have possibly.
You picked a hand.
He could have back in the day. He never did anything personal to me, but back in the day, his vibration bothered me because he's, you know, he was a bully. And I would see him bully like Rene Dupree a lot, and whoever thought he could get away with it. He was a loudmouth Texan, and he would like be disturbing and cut right through the piece. So even though he didn't do anything to me, I was bothered because I couldn't be zenful and vibrate RVD's pace while there's someone over there going, oh, hell yeah, hey, how about that, hey, hell yeah. And I would just, a lot of times I would get in my boots and I'd pick him up and I would just walk out and I'd say, I'm going to go fucking dress in the hallway. And I don't even know, like, if you ever picked up on any of that. I don't remember. I mean, there was, he might have, it seemed like, but I mean, there was never, you know, like anything building. And I feel strongly that he would be passive in that. But I do remember like Paul Heyman one time saying, you know, who you riding to town with? You know, you should get in the car with me and John. I'm like, how the fuck do you ride with that?
So, as you're all aware, JBL has a massive history of bullying. In fact, these videos themselves are only a fraction of what's online. I actually had to condense a lot of these kind of videos down because there's so fucking many of them. And the fact that nothing was really done about this just goes to show you that it's a fucking disgrace. It really is. So let's get into another problem I have with JBL, because I might as well do it. My other issue with JBL. Number 4. JBL sucks at wrestling and fucking commentary. We're gonna get into the wrestling part first, people, because there has been a few matches that JBL may be of good at, but JBL was more of a guy that just held the belt so that the face can eventually take it. JBL was nothing really anything special. APA I really did enjoy back in the day. I have to admit I enjoyed him and Ron. I thought that it was really hilarious that they did the whole backstage thing. But then he became JBL almost in a week. It just, all of a sudden he had like the fucking, he had every, like, you know, he was in the APA and blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden he became JBL and it was just fucking, oh god. I didn't like him at all, to be honest with you. And I know he was a heel, that was a part of his job. But it was just like, oh hell, I know what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drive a limo and shit. He was fucking terrible. He was a cartoon fucking character that was awful. He had no fucking character, he was just a Texan, okay? It was pretty much, it was just ridiculous. They pretty much like, if you remember, like, Alberto Del Rio had a very similar gimmick and stuff, but I just, JBL just fucking sucked. His finisher, the clothesline from hell, I didn't really like, I'll be honest. It's just a clothesline, like, he bounces on, goes, ah! Fucking stupid. Let's get into one of my prime things that I hate about JBL. Let's get into it. JBL sucks on commentary. He sucks on the fucking announcer's table. He sucks in general. His fucking interviews suck. I don't like them, to be honest with you. What do you think of this here? There's no wonder it got cancelled. I thought it was fucking boring, to be honest with you. Anyone saying that we were interested in it, please. It was fucking boring. What do you think of the statistics? What do you think? I couldn't give a flying fuck. I'd rather watch Stone Cold Steve Austin do something like that. At least he's more fucking entertaining. JBL's just a boring fucking titty fucking gimp. He sucks on commentary. I'm sure you've all heard the ball game. He's terrible. Now, if you look at Bradshaw, especially, you can tell that whenever a new announcer comes on the table, he tries to make them look uncomfortable as possible. And a lot of people say, well, that's a bit of hazing. Never hurt anyone. But it's a commentary table. Why would you need that at a commentary table? Let's look into this theory that this whole thing works. That telling people to kill themselves is a good thing. Okay, let's put this in perspective, people. Why would he need to do it on a commentary table? On a commentary table, it's ridiculous. But again, we're gonna get straight back to JBL's fucking inadequacy, whatever, fuck him, he's a fucking titty cunt. JBL sucking on a fucking commentary. JBL is terrible. He will go, oh, I hope he's okay. Shout! Do something! Say something interesting! Just like and then he says like some old movie reference that nobody fucking gets. And then his catchphrase is the worst. Ball game, we got ourselves a flying Uso. I'm sure you've all heard of the fucking, the bullshit that he's done. It's fucking terrible. He's terrible. He doesn't even really, at one point he wasn't even calling the match. He was like, oh, you're borrowing and he's actually I reckon he's the prime offender why a lot of these announcers do this, when they, like, have banter with each other. I'm sorry, but please stop it. It's not funny, okay? It's not funny. Please, I don't like it. Stop it. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes this. Who likes this? Nobody. Oh, bar now. Call a match, you dumb fucking titty cunt. Call a match. Do your job. He sucks on commentary, people. He really does. He's terrible. Okay? And whenever, like, something crazy happens, which is very rare in WWE these days, when something crazy happens, he goes, oh, Michael, I hope he's alright. I don't know. Is he okay? No, I think he's all right. Yeah, you know, you've all heard the Smart Busters have done a routine on it, which is hilarious. But like, here's the thing though. JBL, to me, is just fucking awful. Like, when he came back, it was just terrible. And I thought when he came back, I was like, well, let's give the guy a chance. And then I was just, oh no, stop him. I'd rather, do you know what? Everyone's saying JBL and Michael Cole should be together on SmackDown. Fuck that. I say have fucking Taz and Michael Cole back. At least Taz is entertaining. God damn it, fuck JBL, this useless cunt. Number 5. Why am I so pissed off at this? If you've watched the rest of this video, there is a reason why I am so pissed off. Because I've been very open with this, I have indeed dealt with depression myself. I have dealt with it on multiple occasions. It happens in waves. Sometimes I'm fine, sometimes I'm not. Nobody's fucking perfect, but at the end of the day, if the world was perfect, it would be a pretty fucking shitty place. Why I'm so pissed off at this is the fact that this man is still in the company, and I think it's actually disgusting that this man is still in the company. I think it's disgusting that he was even brought back in the first place. He's terrible on the microphone, but one of the main reasons being is that this man was allowed to bully a guy that has this type of disorder, okay? And I think, personally, JBL, first of all, should be disgusted with himself, and rather than facing the situation head on, rather than, you know, having an open platform, JBL ends up reacting to a child, just like why JBL is what he is, because there's a reason why a person is like that, whether it will be, what, you know, different situations that have happened to him or whatever, I don't know. But there's a reason why JBL is a big bully, and I say he has a very small penis. I'm sorry, I tried to be serious, but I fucking couldn't. JBL, in my personal belief, is a, very, very, very... Is he evil? That's where the line... Is he pure evil? I don't think he's pure evil. I want to say that. I don't think he's pure evil. I do think he's a cunt. Cunt. That's what I think he is. A massive cunt. And I just feel as if who's really to blame here? JBL, obviously, but I would say WWE, because I think that they have treated this situation poorly. No disrespect to them, but they have treated this situation poorly. I would even say, you know, just get JBL the fuck out of there. That's what my belief is, personally, and I just think he sucks. So hopefully, once I upload this video, I hope JBL is, fired, and stuff, and, at the end of the day, a mental disorder is nothing really to be joked at. I've personally went through it. It's very fucking hard, you know, to live through it. Every day you feel like shit. You know, to listen to this fucking big loaf titty fucking Texan, you know, to deal with it is fucking very hard, you know, and that's all I really gotta say. And, yes, JBL, I just bullied the fucking bully, you dumb cunt. Guys, little bit of a moderate tone at the end here, but I felt it was necessary, because if I'm not gonna say it, then nobody will. Well, actually, people have actually spoken out against it. What the fuck am I talking about? But I seriously think that JBL should be fired because of the situation, to be honest with you. It's just my personal opinion. And yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you got some laughs. Hope you all fucking hate JBL. And remember,